California. Hi, everybody. This is Savannah Adams,
This is Dion Kane.
and we're presenting Theaster Gates, who is a man of many talents, and he's known throughout the art world for his endeavors in space theory and land development, sculpture, and performances. Gates was born in 1973 to a close family that resided in the East Garfield Park neighborhood on the west side of Chicago. He graduated from the Lane Tech High School and received his bachelor's from Iowa State University in Community and Regional Planning, 1996. He furthered his education when he received his master's in Fine Arts and Regional Studies from the University of Cape Town, South Africa in 1998. Gates also completed a ceramics residency in Tokoname, Japan, where he went back to Iowa State, for a master's in interdisciplinary graduate studies in 2005. And what he did with these degrees was he used them to start some of his first art performances in an expanded practice of ceramics that used his constructed Japanese persona Shoji Yamaguchi. During these performances, meals and music performed by Gates and his band, the Black Monks of Mississippi, poetry and vernacular architecture using repurposed materials were featured. Okay, and he decided to focus on his exhibition, Black Archives in Kunsthaus, Bergenz, Austria, for this project. Black Archives was Gates' first solo exhibition in Europe, and it is apparent that Gates uses historical figures of the racial stereotypes of African Americans. Pieces we examine are installations on the second and third floor. And Gates really made this because he felt a need to have an exhibition because he noticed the ever-present symbol of a Black more on the label of a local beer, and he felt the need to kind of educate and give a perspective on the misguided Black stereotypes that were ever present and began kind of in America. So he was inspired by the movie, or took from the negrophilia in the movie Lilith Rebel, starring Shirley Templeton and Bill Bojangles Robinson. And this piece specifically kind of focuses on the Black baby with protruding lips, big eyes. But this particular feature, could you go to the next slide, please? This baby's head is very forlorn and the rest of the body is being covered by a pincushion or a fabric on top of a wood structure. And this is how Gates was able to portray kind of the emotion and the racial stereotypes that were so very derogatory towards Black people, and how they are very misconstrued and that they only portray like one aspect of Black people in a very narrow mindset.
And as for Theaster Gates' middle life stages, which spanned across approximately from his 30s to his 50s, he emerged as a multifaceted artist and cultural force. In his 30s, Gates, who originally trained as a potter, transitioned to the realm of urban planning and social practice. During this period, it was marked by his engagement with South Side of Chicago, where he sought to address issues of urban decay and neglect. In doing so, he ended up being a senior advisor at the University of Chicago. Gates became renowned for his innovative approach to art and community development. He acquired and repurposed abandoned buildings, turning them into cultural and communal spaces. One of his notable projects is the Stony Island Arts Bank, a once vacant bank that he transformed into a vibrant center for art, culture, and archives. This initiative exemplifies his commitment to revitalizing neglected urban areas through artistic interventions. All of his work often delves into themes of race, history, and inequality. By incorporating the elements of African American history and cultural into his projects, Gates aims to provoke thought and dialogue on social issues. His middle life stages were characterized by fusion of artistic expression, community engagement, and urban renewal, making him a key figure in the intersection of art and social activism. And as for this last piece, I think that it struck me the most when we were looking over all of his installations and his sculpture pieces by the detail and how exploded up the, I guess, visual of the piece is, and obviously touching on certain factors that we spoke on in class, like the caricatures and the mammy figure. As you can see, the cloth that the big head is laying over is in somewhat of a pattern that would be common for the mammy headdresses and clothing that they would wear around that time. And obviously, with the red lips and the big eyes, and painting the whole baby head black, a solid color, giving you more range to look into the details that he put into this piece. I think it really caught our attention when we were deciding could what piece could really show us how Theaster Gates wanted to express his emotion in his work. And I think we nailed that with finding this piece.